Quantum of Solace came from in the whole Bond series. He is literally a James Bond villain. And few people realize that, but it's the truth. So there that is. That's the ugly truth, probably, the first thing that's going to, that very few people realize. But now that's going to lead us off into, with Soros, a company called Cadre. Have you ever heard of them?
Say again, I'm sorry.
Cadre.
Have not.
Okay. That is a company that Jared Kushner started with his brother Josh. And now, basically, this company, what it does is it markets properties and funds, or actual physical properties, or funds that invest in, properties, to potential investors. And so, according to Breitbart, some of the people that are involved are Goldman Sachs investors, Jack Ma from Alibaba, David Yu, I believe he's associated with Alibaba, and the Chinese. So, that didn't come out during the election. I don't think it would have changed my opinion, but the president has spoken openly about Kushner. I mean, I'm sorry, not Kushner, but about Soros. And
right.
he's not a stupid man. And I think he is very probably adept at gaining rapport with people. And I think that's going to be part of his ability and his power, is to gain rapport with these other nations. And so maybe having somebody who is ultra liberal set up, as that high up in his staff. I mean, maybe he's using that as a tool, as leverage. I don't know, but there is that. We were talking about that this whole thing is breaking during the tour. As some of the president's aides came back, and I guess they're about to butt heads. And I was kind of telling you about that a few days ago. What I was hearing is they're about to butt heads over this whole Russia thing and Kushner. So I don't know. But I haven't really seen the news much. What are they saying? What have you seen about that?
Yeah, well, from what I've read on reports on different sites, if you will, and different media outlets, that Kushner wanted to set up some kind of secret communications channel in December with the Russians and the campaign. Mm-hmm. But however, from my understanding is there was no laws broken because Trump was already elected president.
Yeah, he was the elect, and I think what they're trying to say with that, and I'm sorry, I'm probably going to wait. Is it called the Glass-Steagall Act? Maybe is that what it is? Where a private citizen?
I believe so, but I don't want to be quoted on that.
I don't either. I'd have to Google that, but anyway. Basically, if a private citizen goes out and talks to an official, some type of Russian official or foreign official, that's, you can't do that. That's a no-no, obviously. That's, but, and I think they tried to say the same thing with Flynn. The president had already been elected, and the whole way this came about is very sinister. It's, it's again, is overshadowed by the deep state, and we could dig down into that, but it's just one more thing, Dave. It really is that I like I said.
Here's what I understand. I mean, I'm not really changing the subject for a minute,
right.
But why have we not looked at the unmasking of General Flynn's name?
Absolutely.
Other names that have been unmasked, which are felonies under the law.
Yep.
that people should be imprisoned for.
And that's the deep state I was talking about right there.
Former security advisor Susan Rice has been linked to this unmasking. Mm-hmm. And this is beyond me to understand is why these people will never be brought to justice.
Yeah. I mean, it is. I don't think anybody wants to touch that subject, man. Honestly, I mean, Roger Stone said this, Dave. He said, either we are a nation of laws or we are a nation of men. And, maybe Roger Stone, he's sort of like a political mercenary. He's known as being ruthless, but I believe that he and Trump, again, are doing this to make America not just great again, but free again as well.
Right.
In my heart, I believe that. Either that or this whole thing has been the greatest show on earth. It really has.
I tell you, it's been something amazing to see that a average, I will say an average American, that we never thought would be president. I mean, honestly, sit here and think about this. Did you ever think Donald Trump would be elected president of the United States?
No.
Under our political climate in this country, did you ever stop and think that on November 8th, 2017, that Donald Trump would be our president of the United States?
Yeah, I mean, no. Well, at a certain point I did, but if you would have...
I did too, but you look back at it, say...
If we were out, when we were in high school, if you would have told me, man, I saw the future and Donald Trump was the president, I would have thought you
probably look at me and... Yeah. And a lot of people looked at it and went, there's no way. She's going to win it by a landslide. There's no way.
Well, that's what they tried to tell people up until, and it's an outright open admission. It's there for everyone to see how the media is playing people. All of these polls that we were just supposed to take as gospel was nothing more than propaganda. How could the man have been? What was some of the I guess biggest swings was she was like, I don't know what, 40 points ahead. I mean, how do you?
Oh yeah.
More than that. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean
it is, and again, it's all goes back to the Orwellian nature of it. The darker do you not just feel? Does it not feel gritty? Like it's just there are evil things attaching to people and causing this crazy world that we live in. Does it ever cross your mind there, or do you ever have a doubt that there are not things out there that make people do these sinister things?
I do. I think there is so much evil in this country that you never know what to expect from one minute to the next.
I want to throw one more crazy tidbit of ugly truth out there, Big Ugly.
All right.
666 Fifth Avenue. Does that ring a bell?
No, it does not.
Okay, so this is a property, and again, it's an investment. Just to be fair, at the end of the day, it is an investment. But this is a property that is owned by Mr. Kushner. So, it's another one of those just bad signs. If I'm at the store, Dave, and I buy something and it comes to $6.66, I don't see a problem. I don't think it's crazy just to throw something else on the counter and be like, go ahead and add that just to be safe. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I've done that.
Well, who wouldn't?
I've done that. I mean, it's human nature. I think anybody would do that.
Yeah.
I think anybody would do that.
But, with it, I guess some of the other chatter, and I don't know if you've heard much about it, but some of these anti-Trump protests that are planned that we're hearing about, that's starting to ramp up now that it's warm and it's not inconvenient to go out there and actually exercise free speech. I mean, these people,
right.
it's warm enough for them to go out in tank tops and flip flops and burn things down. So.
It's something else.
Oh, it's going to be crazy, and again, this is probably going to be one of those things, just like all those buses, that for the Women's March, a lot of that money, I believe, is Soros backed. The Ferguson thing, Soros backed. So it's a big mix of craziness. How close a Bond villain is to our president, who I believe is trying to weed out the Bond villains. But I don't see him being a stupid man. And some of the things that the Democrats, the liberals, some of the even the never Trumpers, rhinos in the conservative, Republican Party, they are, they're just all against the president, and I don't understand.
And it's amazing to see that one minute they'll speak for him, mm-hmm. and the next minute they could flip and speak against him.
What's the whole thing with Spicer now? What?
Well, the talk is he is possibility could be moved into a different position in the White House, and someone else take over the communications job.
That is a tough job. That's a tough job.
Some of the names that I've heard being thrown out there is Megyn Kelly, formerly of Fox News, who's now with NBC.
That is a famous Trump troll right there.
Yeah. Kimberly Guilfoyle from Fox.
I think that'll be it. That's my personal pick, Dave.
Now, I think his assistant, I can't think of her name right off the top of my head, the assistant White House press secretary, the lady, honestly, I can't think of her name, it leaves me right now, but her name's thrown in the batch as well. There's also talk Reince Priebus could be leaving. I know I read something the other day that there was a little bit of heat, if you will, on Reince. Reince was the former head of the Republican National Committee, and Mr. Trump felt that he would make an excellent White House chief of staff. So
now, has he not been pegged as one of the leakers? Have you heard anything about that?
The rumors flying around that he was one of the leakers. That has not been confirmed.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
What's that?
Wasn't Kushner supposed to be one of the leakers as well? Wasn't there some heat?
Supposedly, yeah.
I got you.
Supposedly. But I think what's going to happen, Sean, you're going to find that eventually that the people,
yes, sir,
are going to they're going to have their say. Trump's going to be proven right.
Oh yeah. I mean, I watched, Dave. It's heartbreaking to talk about, but I watched families come in, and wives who their husband had been laid off, or it just wasn't making that money anymore, and trying to downsize that budget and downsize that vehicle, and just you felt for those people, you really did.
Right.
And
right.
He came back and he said, I'm going to bring coal back. And what do you do to a nation, Dave? What did we do to Iraq when we went in there? It was all over the news. One of the first things we did, you bomb its ability to produce power, basically. How many power plants have been shut down here in America? Coal has been demonized. It was an agenda. and it was an agenda, a global agenda. They didn't have any concern for clean air.